Hi everyone. My name's Phil. I'm the founder of Life Talk, which is the world's longest running online community for financial advisors. We've been going about 22 years, 18 of which have been on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. And I'm delighted to introduce today Emma and Kate from W2 Paraplanning. Really excited to have you here. Thank you so much. You are in our provider and supplier directory as obviously paraplanners. And it'd be great today just to have a chat, find out a bit more about what you do, what inspired you to get started, things that people may not know about paraplanning, and we'll just see where it goes. So first of all, Emma, I'm looking right at you on my screen here. Just tell us about yourself, how you got into this, what prompted you to start the business, and maybe what might you have done differently from what you know now about running the business?
I've worked in IFA businesses since 1991. So a very long time. Worked for one company for a really long time, which is where I met Kate originally about 18
Oh,
years ago.
right.
So I started out, I was just an administrator. I say just, I shouldn't say that. I was an administrator and did that for years. And then I tended to sort of do all like the technical work. Um, and eventually that sort of morphed into paraplanning eventually, because I used to do suitability reports that like, well, actually the reason why letters is what I used to do, the forerunner to suitability reports.
Reason why,
And
yeah.
then when they decided to set up a formal paraplanning team at the company we were working at, it was me, Kate, and two other people. And I just, as soon as I started doing it, I thought, this is me. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I love this. I love all the technical stuff and not dealing with the clients, just dealing with the advisors really suited me. And I sort of carried on doing that. And I've worked for a couple of other firms since. I did get promoted in my last job. I ended up being a director, but I didn't really have any say.
Hmm.
It was in name only, really, and I found that incredibly frustrating. And Kate and I talked over the years. We should do something. We should do something. And it was my brother that put the idea in my head. He said to me, "I don't know why you don't just go outsource." And I was like, "Oh no, I don't think I could be self-employed." He's like, "Yes, you could. There's a huge sort of like need for it."
Yeah.
So I sort of thought about it. And then he unfortunately wasn't very well, so we parked it for a little bit. And then last year, there's something that just all came to a head really, just had enough of what I was doing. And I said to Kate, I've had enough. And she was like, well, I'm in. And that was it really. Within the month, we'd set the company up. We had the first client within a few weeks, thought it would take 6 to 8 months to get it going. And
Yeah.
within a month, we were like, we need to resign because we we had to give 3 months notice, and we knew that we'd have so much work in March for the end of the tax year that there was no way we could do both, because we were doing like both working weekends,
Yeah.
getting up really early in the morning, working till late in the evening to try and build it up, because neither of us has got we're both on our own.
Yeah.
So we haven't got someone at home saying, "Oh, I'll pay the mortgage while you set this up." We needed to earn. So that's what we did. And it's just gone from strength to strength.
That's absolutely fantastic. Kate, just tell us about how I guess your story might be a bit similar to that, but
It is. It's yeah. When I left school at 16, I started working in banks. I did that for a bit, then moved across to the IFA side of the world. Started as an administrator, then moved into paraplanning. When we were working together, we were in a paraplanning team together for 7 years. So we were the only two paraplanners in the end there. So that stood us in good stead. We were under quite a lot of pressure there, had a lot of work, but really enjoyed it. And then went our separate ways. I've done some advising, I've done more paraplanning, done a bit of everything. I've managed a team of advisors as well. And then we talked about doing something. We didn't know exactly what, but we kept talking about it, and both said, we really enjoy paraplanning. That's the side that we both enjoy, not so much the in front of clients. And we just decided to do it. So
get on with
and
it.
I think because we've done so many different roles, we can see it from all sides as well. So we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see it from the advisor's point of view and what they need, as well as seeing it from a paraplanning technical side as well.
yeah, yeah. That's really interesting. I would have thought your story is quite inspiring for a lot of people maybe thinking of doing their own thing when it comes to paraplanning. Because I mean, paraplanning in terms of the role in the early days, you guys referred to sort of reason why letters. It was kind of seen as a bit of a back office role. But fast forward today, it's a crucial core part of financial advice businesses. Many paraplanners are more highly qualified than financial advisors. And I remember kind of in the early days, it was someone like we mentioned him briefly before we started, Richard Allen,
Mm.
who was one of the first, I guess, right across the industry to really start lifting up and showing off the role of paraplanners, which was absolutely fantastic. Is it the case that there is? I keep hearing this from various. Is it the case that there is a shortage of paraplanners?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much so. We've had lots of recruiters speak to us and say that they're really struggling to fill in-house positions, partly because there's a shortage, and also the salaries have gone up so much that quite a lot of the small firms, especially these people that are leaving, say, a network and starting up completely independently, they can't afford to employ somebody full-time to do it for them.
Right.
So I think that's really opened up the market for outsourced paraplanners, especially experienced ones.
Yeah, yeah. It's so. I mean, that's really interesting. Are there more and more people coming on board wanting to be paraplanners? Is there are people seeing it as a career option?
I think a little bit more, but I still think it's still viewed by a lot of people that it's a stepping stone to becoming an advisor.
Right.
And I don't think anymore that's the case. You can have a really good career if it's what you enjoy, being a paraplanner.
Yeah, fantastic. So those going back to those really early days, how did you go about getting your first few clients?
You could tell the
It's just
story, Emma.
stalking people.
Yeah, I'll admit it. I stalked a lot of people on Facebook and LinkedIn. So I spoke to people that were on your lifestyle page on Facebook, and I also sent out loads and loads of connection requests on LinkedIn. Soon as somebody accepted it, I sent them a message telling them what we were setting up and what we were doing. And that's how we got our first clients.
Yeah, just literally went for it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
really
yeah, it happened so much quicker than we were expecting.
Yes, definitely. And then we also we've had referrals. We joined the Financial Planning Club, which is the Lewis Bradford's thing,
Yeah.
and we've had referrals from that, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we've also had a couple of people referred to us from people that we knew. So because we've been in the industry such a long time, we know lots of people.
Right.
And so our brand new client has literally joined us this week, was a referral from one of the discretionary fund manager people that we know. The BDM from there, she told them about us, and he got in touch because of that. And he's great, isn't he? We really like him.
Yeah.
We're really, really pleased that. And there was another guy as well, and it was just like so unexpected. We've had so much support from so many people that we know. It was actually quite. Sometimes I feel a bit choked. It's like, wow, they thought of us. It's really kind. We've had real kindness, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
And everyone that we've told is like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. And been really, really supportive.
That's fantastic. I mean, it's great when that happens. So when you started, obviously you were both kind of aligned. You're both on the same page, probably both waiting for each other to say, "Come on, let's do it. Let's go for it." And you could have probably started it a bit sooner. What kind of strengths do each of you bring to the party? Do you complement each other, or how does it work?
I think we definitely complement each other. I think we both know each other's strengths and weaknesses because we've known each other for so many years. And I think there's some things that Emma does better than me, but we both know each other's preferences as well of what we like doing. And we were talking earlier, and one of the things we said, we're really good at calming each other down. So if one of us is feeling stressed about something, the other one can kind of calm it down, and then you just get on with it. So I think the fact that we've been friends for so long and we've worked together for so many years, it just put us in a really good place to know that it'll work.
Yeah. So neither of you'd run a business before.
No.
No, I mean we were kind of running things where we were before, but not the financial side of it. So
Yeah.
all the tax and everything else, all of that side of it has been really mind-blowing, because we just didn't know what we were doing at all, did we? So we got a piece of software, with our bank account, that does a lot of the invoicing and stuff like that, but it was kind of stuff we didn't know what we didn't know. So we got an accountant, because we just thought, what, we don't want to do anything wrong. And he's been really helpful, isn't he? And there's lots of things that we didn't know that we were entitled to. Every now and then he goes, oh, you can do this. And we're like, oh, okay. So that's really nice.
Did anything surprise you at first?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just realizing that you don't know as much as you think. You think, oh, we'll just set this company up, put it on Companies House, and off we go. And then it's suddenly like, well, you can only take money out of the business if it's profit, and it's like, oh, okay. So it kind of, it's a big learning curve, that side of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's the bit where it's hard to find someone to talk to about, because we know the paraplanning side of things, but we didn't know that. So I think that's been the biggest learning curve.
Yeah, so you knew the actual job.
And
it's the shell that comes around it. So is there anything thinking back now that you would have done differently at the start?
Do you want to?
I don't think in terms of how we set the business up, I don't think that we would have done that differently. But I think we were very keen at first, and I think perhaps we were a little bit too flexible. And I think there was a fear, what if we don't get any clients? But I think we've realised that there are so many people that we don't need to change who we are to fit around them. We can say, no, this is what we do. And not that we're not helpful to people and we want to work with them, but we don't need to say, well, we'll cut our price so that we'll have you. We don't need to do that, because there's plenty of people that can see the value in what we do.
Yeah. How did you decide on pricing then, right at the start?
And we did some research, looked around what other outsourced paraplanners were charging, and really based it on that, just to make sure that we weren't, charging too much, but we weren't underselling ourselves as well. So I think, and it seems to be that we're kind of in the right place, because nobody said, oh, we're not paying that. And I think that something that we offer is it's a very personalised service. So where some of the other outsourced paraplanner companies might be larger, it's more niche, that if they work with us, it's only going to be me or Emma doing their work. And I think some of the advisors we are working with really like that. That's what they want. They want someone they can pick up the phone to and chat through the case and get our opinion on it, rather than them just sending it over and we sort of type up a report. So it seems to be that's our niche, and I think that's where we kind of fit in to the overall outsourced paraplanning.
What happens when you get to capacity? I guess there's only some jobs that you're doing will be quicker and easier than others, some of the more complex stuff. Will you turn to outsourcing, or have you got more friends up your sleeve that you could bring into the business?
We really decided, have we? 100%. Because we'd both been managing people and we just didn't want to do that anymore. I mean, I'd literally had enough. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I think you were almost at the same point, weren't you? And we were kind of like, let's just do it on our own, and also we totally can trust each other. We've got the same sort of mindset in how we work, and we've always been like that. We had a manager that used to say we were telepathic, didn't he? Because he used to say, I'm sure like one of you would start doing it and the other one will finish it. And so to bring someone else into that would be really difficult, I think. And then that goes back to managing someone again. So we're really not keen to do that. And then the thing with the outsourcing, I don't know. We did talk about it the other day, didn't we? That maybe we'd have to do that. But then there are other aspects of that. You've obviously got to do your due diligence, because, the reason why we do what we're saying we do what we do is that you get a personal service. So then we wouldn't be doing that. Then we'd be then giving it to someone else. So I don't know how that sits with what our ethos is, really. So I don't know. I mean, we're virtually there, aren't we, really? We might have room for a couple more, but we're kind of there. So it's, I don't want to get really, really stressed because, and have to work weekends. But at the same time, I want plenty to do. So it's a bit of a difficult one, really. We sort of haven't decided 100%. I mean, we did get offered something the other day, but it was quite a big advisor firm, wasn't it? And we were like, we can't take that on.
No, but we seem to manage the workloads really well, don't we? Because we've had a really busy month. We had a lot of cases from one advisor, so we've managed to balance it. We might start working at 6 o'clock in the morning, but we've balanced it and caught up. So I think, you know, we just, somebody said, didn't they, at the beginning, Emma, to you, to enjoy the times when it's quiet. Yeah, because the other times you might be working really hard, and I think we've kind of realised that now, haven't we? So if we do have a day where it's not quite so mad, we make the most of it.
Yeah,
we've only had 2 occasions where, and that was right at the very start, where we had nothing left on the worklog to do. And then we were like going, we haven't got a case. And then within about half an hour, we had 3, didn't we? And we were like, oh, it's okay. But we were like, there was that awful moment of like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? You know, but we had a board meeting that day, the next day instead, didn't we? You just went to the pub, didn't we, and had board meetings.
Yeah.
That's good. That's the best place to have them, isn't it?
Exactly.
So I've got to ask you about the elephant in the room, AI. First of all, do you use AI yourselves to help you? I mean, in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah. I mean, we don't use it a lot, but we do use it, and I think we both can see the value in using it. We're looking at different things. We've got a couple of other business ideas that are in the early stages, and we're looking at things that AI can do, and how we can incorporate that into processes and stuff. So I think, I don't think it'll ever get rid of paraplanners, but I think it can help us work a lot smarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the direction of travel I was going there. I mean, there are some advisors who say, how do I put it? That's it, bye-bye paraplanners. I really can't see that, not for donkey's years. And even then, clearly you've thought about that. What would you say to those advisors who say that the days of paraplanners are numbered?
I think they're wrong. I think it's money is very emotional. There's so much emotion around, you know, if you've got an inheritance or you're short of money, it's always loaded, and AI doesn't understand that. You know, you could have 2 people that are standing there with £100,000 to invest, but they have completely different reasons, and AI doesn't know what it doesn't know. So and you know, the experience that a lot of advisors have gained over the years and different people that they've dealt with, you know, you can't replace that. You can't teach it. If you show AI a ball, it will only know the ball that you've shown it. It won't know that there's a red one or a blue one or a green one or an orange one. It's seen a blue or a white one, and so it thinks all balls are blue or white. It doesn't know that you can have a red one. It doesn't understand. Because I've started doing the certificate in AI, which is the CISI thing, and someone has to tell it. So at some point, someone has to tell AI all the information. So you're telling me that you can take my 40 years of experience and put that into AI and it will know everything. It can't. I think it's definitely, we use it. I mean, I sometimes struggle with wording. If I'm writing a report, I know what I want to say and I just can't get it. I know exactly what I want to say, but I just can't get there. Sometimes I put it into there and say, can you make this sound more polished? And it will just do me a paragraph and it's like, oh, perfect. And then, so I didn't spend 10 minutes wrestling with it. I just put it in AI and it did it for me. So there's really good uses for it, but I don't trust it. If I want to add a calculation or something, I don't trust it that it will be right.
No, and I think we saw a report from a company that was using AI to write some of their suitability reports. And when you actually look through it, there were so many errors in it. I think, you know, there's a long way to go for it to get to the place where you could really trust it to actually produce. You're still going to have to spend time checking it and changing it and whatever. So it's like, yeah, do you really want to take that risk with the stuff you're sending to your clients? I don't think AI is ready at the moment.
No, interesting. That said, technology moves forwards at incredible pace.
Mm,
How do you see your next few years? I mean, clearly, we've got AI providers within the industry, left, right, and
mm,
center.
yeah.
I'm talking to one this afternoon, and right now, on the surface, most of them appear to do much the same thing.
Mm, yeah.
Um, and I would imagine you use all the traditional back office
Mm,
tools that have been around for donkey's years. And of course, financial advisors mostly complain, probably rightly so, that they don't really join together. And
mm,
it may well be that AI will start to smooth things out. What would you
yeah.
say to the tech providers and the AI providers that would help you guys?
Um, I think I know like some of the suitability report writing tools that produce a template. I know Genovo's starting to include some AI in it. So I think that could possibly help rather than you going through and picking every bit you need to go into the report. You can kind of say, I want to do a pension switch report from Standard Life to Fidelity, and it produces that template for you.
Yeah.
Again, that's at quite early stages, but it's out there and it's starting to happen. So I think anything like that will speed up the process for power planners to actually get the basic report that you can then add to it. Which will save a lot of time. I think the recording of your meetings is amazing, and then it can produce your meeting notes. We were using Planner Pal when we were at our previous company, and we were
Yep.
seeing clients, and I found that really good. You just say you put it on record, it types up your notes. You can do like a summary email. Does that for you. So
Yeah.
all those sort of things I think is really good. I think, and for paraplanners, if the advisors are using that, the information that paraplanners are getting is much more accurate. So it actually helps paraplanners then as well.
Yeah.
More detailed, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
quite often you get a very short note. I mean, I've got a case here where there's not that much information, but the advisor rang me and told me a lot of information. It was like, well, I haven't spoken to you. I wouldn't think of that today. So with them having those notes being prepared for them, it saves them so much time, and it does. You can get the nuances of the conversation, I think, from it as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing what AI, particularly transcription services, can pick up
Mm.
that we may not particularly notice.
Yeah.
Um, I love playing around with AI, just see what you can do, see what you can make. And I've literally knocked up, and I did it on a dog walk one afternoon on my phone. Uh, a little AI that shows advisors from the transcription of the meeting and the client's tone of voice and attitude and the way they answer, how many opportunities the advisor missed to
Mm.
talk about referrals and introductions.
Oh, right.
Turns
Okay.
out, from all the ones I've been through, it's about 7.2 times a meeting per meeting that
Wow.
that a client expressed that they were receiving value in some way, shape, or form, and
Mm.
do it through a mix of body language and stuff they actually say, which the advisors completely miss.
Mm.
Now, I know a lot of advisors aren't too keen on asking for referrals
No.
there and then, but they maybe feel a bit uncomfortable with it.
Mm.
But it's worth knowing those sort of
Mm.
skills,
Yeah.
which it's amazing, really, what it can do. So,
Mm. It is.
out of interest, we're seeing more outsourced paraplanning firms appear.
Mm.
Not huge numbers, but more of them. And I think that's possibly in many ways similar to, they have the same story as you.
Mm.
Suddenly thought, I can do this.
Yeah.
And I'd probably enjoy it more, notwithstanding all the tax and company issues
Mm.
around it as well. How would you say you're differentiating yourself from other paraplanning firms?
I think it is more of a personal service. I know people that we've spoken to have used other outsourced companies, and they speak to somebody in the beginning, and then the reports get sent to a paraplanner, and they never actually have any contact with that paraplanner.
Uh-huh.
So they don't know who's doing their work, and they've got no one to talk about the cases with as such. I think because it's just me and Emma, I think the people that are coming to work with us are people that want to have that relationship where they
Yeah.
can discuss a case. So I think that's the main thing. And also we've got a lot of years experience, and we have done lots of different roles. So we're not just sitting on the paraplanner side saying, well, this is how we do it. We're paraplanners, this is how we do it. We can see the reasons why the advisors want it done their way, and we're very adaptable to work in the way that advisor wants. We don't have a set rule for every advisor that works with us. We can use their templates, we can use our templates. We're very flexible in doing what they want us to do.
Right. Interesting. What about you, Emma?
I think just echoing what Kate said, really, I think that the fact that you can pick the phone up and talk to us. I mean, we've had a couple of people very recently that have come to us because they picked a larger firm and the consistency isn't there in the work that they're receiving.
Right.
And they said, it can be so hit and miss. And then they have to spend a lot of time then working on the report themselves, which then defeats the object of outsourcing it in the first place. So, and I think also we're not just report writers. I think some outsourced paraplanners can be that, whereas we're quite happy to take a fact finder and go and work with it for you. I had a big case the other day where it was an 88-year-old lady with a £3.6 million estate and it's done no IHT planning at all.
Okay.
Does have stepchildren, but none children of her own. And so it was kind of like, where do we start? Because, you've got, there's not a lot you can do. So it was kind of trying to find a solution for her that wasn't too terrifying as well, because that's the other thing. A lot of the BR products are quite high risk, and that's quite scary for an older person. So it's trying to find the balance in that. So yeah, that was an interesting one to work on. I enjoyed that. So yeah, I was just giving carte blanche, really. Just do whatever you want. I was like, okay.
How's it? One of the things I see in our Life Talk group is lots of financial advisors asking lots of technical questions. Arguably, and this isn't necessarily arguably questions that maybe they should already know the answer to. Now, given the nature of the job and the role, it's impossible for everybody to be right on top of every technical issue all of the time. But how do you guys keep up to date on all this technical stuff? Because you're right at the pointy end of all of this.
Yeah, I mean, we both do a lot of webinars, make sure we're staying up to date with the changes, reading. We have different emails come through from professional paraplanner and all those sort of things. So yeah, just trying to keep on top of it that way. But yeah, I think studying as well, although I haven't done any of that for a long time now, but I think that always helps as well to keep up to date. So yeah, it's just really making sure we keep our knowledge levels as to what they should be.
We're very fortunate, aren't we, that a lot of the DIMs that we know, they've put us on their mailing lists, so we're getting like market information and stuff like that, aren't we? And so one of our advisors has given us logins for one of his platforms, so we get all the platform emails. So there's a lot of stuff that we do get with with the technical updates on it, and we've got access to that. And
we also get invited to seminars, don't we, as well, through some of the discretionary fund managers and providers. They still invite us along, so we can, keep our knowledge up that way as well.
Yeah. And we do the paraplanner assembly stuff as well, don't we? They do lunchtime updates, so you tend to join those if they're available. Professional Paraplanner does stuff as well. The magazine, they do stuff, don't they? So we try and do as much as we can, because obviously you can never be complacent in this industry, because that's the rules just change so much, and you can't afford to not keep yourself up to date, because it's really important.
And I think as well, it's knowing when to look, isn't it, and when to look stuff up. So I think it's part of the paraplanner job, because you can never know everything, but it's knowing when to find out, which I guess comes with a lot of years' experience.
Yeah, and I guess there's always going to be. What have we got round the corner? We've got pensions and IHT round the corner, which I know some advisors are looking at of saying, well, this is just either a massive opportunity or a massive pain in the backside. But I would think you're probably going to get lots of inquiries about that and how we deal with it.
Already are. If you'd done something when it was announced and you'd used BR, be out of your estate now.
Hmm.
because that's 2 years. It will be 2 years, won't it? Because it was, I think end of 24, she announced it. So if you've done something in
Yep.
that first 6 months, by the time April 27 comes around, potentially you might have actually mitigated a lot of it. So you had that 2 years to do something, and a lot of people have, but a lot of people have left it till now. And it's like, well, okay, it's going to be in your estate, and I don't think there's anything you're going to be able to do now because it's like it's too late.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about financial advisors. Um, we love them all, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
From from the work you do with advisors and the advisors
Mm.
is there anything you wish that advisors would do differently, or how they approach their work with you? Is there anything that niggles you that you would like them to kind of think about?
How long have we got? No, I think the most important thing is if they give decent meeting notes and a fact find. And I think, if the more information they can give, the better outcome they're going to get when they get the case back. So I think it's, just concentrating on getting as much information about those clients across to us so we can understand what the client is actually looking to do and what they need.
So
I think what's frustrating for me is if there's contradictory information. So maybe the fact find says that they've got a balanced attitude to risk, and then they give you the submission sheet and it says something else, and you're like, okay, where's the discussion around that then? How did we get there?
that's it. So I would imagine that meeting transcripts that have been done by AI must be fabulous for you you can really get into the meat of it.
Yeah. I think that I'm surprised that not more advisors are using them actually, because I think that it's the best way, and they might need to tweak it once it's produced it, but it's captured everything. So I think that's the way forward really for advisors, for their own protection as well, because if there's ever a complaint or anything in the future, they've got that transcript and all that information to back up what they've done.
Yeah. Interesting. Anything else that just niggles you? Because only 12,000 advisors are going to see this, so we just need to. Here's your chance.
I don't know. I don't think it's anything specific.
No.
I think it's just more that, if something contradicts itself, that's really frustrating, because then you've got to investigate it. You can't just go, oh, I'll just go with the fact find. I can't do that. I've got to know why. No. So that's really frustrating. The worst thing is, and it's not an advisor's fault, is when you can't find the fund on FE.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay. It's so annoying. It's just like you can spend ages, can't you? Can't find the icing, and then you spend you go round and round in circles trying to find it. That's the worst. It really winds me up. That was winding you up this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, we're lucky. The advisors we're working with are really good, actually, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
We've got some really, good ones, some really nice ones. And you get all the information, and you're like, wow, okay. I have worked with ones in the past where it wasn't like that, but I think it has come on leaps and bounds for advisors as well, hasn't it? Because they've got different things that they can use to help them. So I guess that's improved the quality of cases that come across as well.
Yeah. You think back to the early days, we used to have paper, didn't we? We had we had 2 filing trays, didn't we? Never fear two people that we never wanted to do their work, and we used to have this work log, and one of us would take the stuff out of the filing tray to put it on the work log, and then the other one would say, "You touched it, it's yours." And he'd be like, "No, I only put it on the work log. I didn't touch it. Because we just didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
I would have thought being outsourced paraplanners in the days of paper must have been a nightmare.
Yeah. I don't think you couldn't do it, could you, as an outsourced paraplanner? Can you imagine? You'd have it all posted to you, wouldn't you? So I can't imagine how that would have worked. But luckily we don't have that worry anymore, do we?
No. There used to be piles of paper in there, and you'd be like, no.
Yeah.
So as we start to wrap up, have you kind of learned anything about yourselves now you're business owners?
I'm way braver than I thought I was.
Okay.
Sorry. I think I think we're more confident than we thought we were. And braver. And I think we've just really just got on with it, haven't we? And I think we probably know more than we thought we did as well.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. And you probably learn as you go as well.
Yeah. And I think we've learned to value what we do, and realise that there is a value in that, and not to sell ourselves short.
Fabulous. So given that, what would you say to others that might be thinking about becoming either a paraplanner or starting to run their own business? Because, if there is a relative shortage of paraplanners, there will be many people who don't necessarily think that being an advisor or financial planner, they're cut out for that necessarily, because it's a kind of different vibe. It's a different, you were mentioning, Emma, the technical side of it was right up your street, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
I
what
am
would,
geek.
what would you say to people who are thinking maybe I could be doing this as well?
I think it is a scary leap because like I'd been employed for almost 40 years and I'd always had a salary. I mean, I've got two children, but I had a salary while I was on maternity leave, and I actually had a real moment. The first Saturday, I can see Gates really struggling. The first Saturday, I sat on my sofa after I'd finished work, and I thought, "What have I done? What have I done?" And I had a real wobble. I felt really sick. I got all hot, and I was like, "Oh goodness me, you're right, Kate.
Yeah, I can't stop coughing. Don't know what's the matter. Sorry.
It's all right." Yeah, so that was terrifying. But I think you just got to be brave, and then just the thing is, we didn't just jump out. We didn't jump straight into it. We secured some clients first, didn't we?
Yeah,
Because
great.
we didn't have any money behind us, and we had to trust that someone said to me, it's like Kevin Costner. If you build it, they'll come. And it was like, really? But it's true in a
It
way,
is
isn't
true.
it?
It is
It's
true.
true. We had to take the leap, didn't we? And yeah, there have been times when it's just like, did I do the right thing? I'm scared now. But actually, honestly, I bumped into someone I didn't know. I know I hadn't seen for a while. And they said, God, you look really well. And I was like, oh, do I? But I'm not stressed. I don't have emails coming in my inbox constantly going, can you just do this? Can you just do that? Or can you just, or it used to literally drive me up the wall because I had the operations under my remit as well, and people just won't think for themselves, and it just drove me insane. And so I don't have any of that anymore. It's lovely.
No, no. And I think when you're building it for yourself, you have a really different outlook anyway, because everything you do is growing what you want to grow. So I think we feel really proud, don't we?
Yeah.
Of what we've done so far, which is a really nice feeling, because we didn't know how it would work out at all. And I think even now we're like, wow, we've done really well in a short space of time. So it's a really nice feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, your grandson's always telling you how proud he is of you, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
sweet.
He said,
My
like,
youngest said that to me at the weekend. He went, Mum, you've done so well. I'm so proud of you. I was like, oh, thank
That was
you.
that lovely.
yeah, it's good. Yeah, Alfie always tells all his friends and stuff as well that my mum's a director. And my grand's a director. She's got her own company.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So you have your own company, you have your own paraplanning business. Sounds like things are going great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last chance to pitch to our audience of financial advisors. Why should they talk to you guys?
I think if they want somebody that's got a lot of experience, is happy to be adaptable in the way that they want the work done, we can work with them on that. And they've always can pick up the phone and speak to one of us. So I think that's, from my side, I think that's kind of where we can offer something different.
Fabulous.
Yeah. And I think we don't take ourselves too seriously either.
No.
I think, we can, we're quite happy to have a laugh with people and, be quite light-hearted about it. It doesn't all have to be sort of like really serious,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's the thing, isn't it? I think, we want to build relationships with the advisors we work with. We don't want it that we do a couple of cases for them and then we never hear from them again. We want to have that long-term relationship, and so they feel like we're part of their company, and get to know the other people in the teams and that as well.
Yeah.
And where can people find you? Obviously, you've got a website.
Yes.
Where else can people find you?
We're on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. We're in your directory.
We're on the Financial Planning Club as well, aren't we? Part of that. We've got individual LinkedIn's. But I think that's it really. I think that's where you can find us.
Fabulous.
We are W2 because we are Warren and Woodins. It's quite obvious.
Yeah, and our website's got a contact us page as well. So if an advisor wanted to get in touch, they can go in there, fill out some information, and then we can give them a call or send them an email, and you know they can get in touch with us that way as well.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Just out of interest, do either of you have like a niche or a specialism that people need to know about at all, or are you right across the board?
No,
Yeah, I think
anything.
Yeah, we can pretty much do all of it. So yeah, I mean, pensions, we've done a lot of pension switches and that side of things, but yeah, you know, we've done everything really, so we can help with most of it. And we're happy to do the research as well, rather than just, you know, having a case and just doing the report. We're happy to have a case and actually do that work, the initial work as well. But yeah, other than that, we're kind of, we don't have a particular niche. We kind of can do all of it. And we've also just this last week and this week done our quilter accreditation. So we're going to be able to work with quilter advisors as well.
Fabulous.
We
Kate,
did that. And I have worked on DB transfers too in the past. So we've had that experience too. You've done them as well, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think everyone's done those. So obviously it all changed when you've got the abridged advice part. We did all of that. We set up a big process where I was before. So we're quite used to dealing with those. And we did the mortgage induction yesterday, didn't we? With quilters. So we could do mortgages too.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Kate, Emma, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. We'll put that out for people to see, and hopefully you'll pick up a few more clients.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
All right.
See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.